Good afternoon and welcome back, dear viewers, to the fresh new episode of Elets Innovation Talk, where we engage with India's key policymakers, industry experts, and thought leaders to understand from them the recent technological advancement taking place in various sectors of the economy and how they are shaping India's e-governance landscape. And joining me today is one such veteran of the economy, is Mr. Prakash Kumar, a Chief Executive Officer, Wadhwani Centre for Government Digital Transformation. So, welcome, sir, and thank you for taking out your time.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you for having me there.
Before we begin the formal discussion, let me share his brief bio. He is currently serving as the Chief Executive Officer for Wadhwani Centre of Government Digital Transformation. And prior to this, he also served as CEO of Goods and Service Tax Network. And during his tenure, the GST system was designed, developed, and deployed, sharing IT infrastructure and services to central government, state government, 14 million taxpayers, and other stakeholders under GST. He served Microsoft and Cisco for 6 years, and he also served Government of India and Central and three Union territories for 23 years as an IAS officer of 1985 batch of AGMUT cadre. And in these roles, he served various portfolios including IT, direct taxes, HR management, public policy, industrial development, among others. So he brings a unique set of experience and expertise from both the government and private sector. So, welcome, Mr. Kumar, and thank you for taking out your time. So, let me begin by asking you the first question that India has made significant progress in building digital infrastructures. But why do you believe the next big leap must focus on citizen engagement and not just infrastructure?
So infrastructure we have done quite well, and lots of DPIs have also come, and large number of services are being offered digitally. But there are still large number of people in our country, especially those who are at the bottom of pyramid. They need a kind of system through which they can converse with the government in their own language, rather than making them to go to a third party which will work on their behalf for any digital access. And if you recall, there was a judgment of Honorable Supreme Court in April this year, which has mandated that all government agencies which are going all digital also must ensure that their services are available to people in local language through easy interfaces. So these are some of the things. And third and most important part is technology was not available earlier. Today it's available. Generative AI makes it possible for us to design systems which can enable people to converse with each other, and in this case, citizen and the government, on voice using their own language, and if they prefer text, they can also do that. So that's what the requirement is, so that the 40%, approximately 40% people who are not digitally literate, they are also empowered to access all kinds of services, information, etc.
And sir, Wadhwani Centre has played a instrumental role in shaping digital public infrastructure as a good public good. So, could you share your experience about the organization collaborating with various central government department and state governments on some new initiative like AI taking center stage?
So, in fact, the whole center was set up by our foundation uh, to help the government to scale senior and mid-level bureaucrats on AI and other new technology, emerging technologies. So we first started by conducting workshops and training programs with lots of use cases, how these technologies can be used to improve service delivery. We analyze policies using the data which is getting generated and draft new policies. So that's what we started, and naturally we started with training institutions of various organizations, central government. And then after a year, we thought, oh, just training is not sufficient. Adoption will happen when we encourage people to come up with problem ideas, and we help them with solution development. So after a year, we created another team to look at ideas which get generated during workshop. So our team looks at those which are suggested by the officers who get trained and help them in writing a high-level solution document. So those which are technically feasible. And if the officer's interest continues, we also help them with a proof of concept. Because many times what happens, you have an idea, but you don't know how to execute it. And this happens in the government, especially when you don't have lots of people to guide you, especially to the non-tech policymakers or policy implementers, officers, the senior, the middle. So that's what we have done, and then we thought, okay, let's also create our one or two platform also with the government, and then let later hand it over to the government so that they can run it. So that's the three major streams. And for six large ministries, we have also created a team of chief AI officers recruited from outside, from the market, and we have made them available to develop their AI strategy roadmap, then help them on identification of digital transformation projects in that sector, and then help them to implement that. So that we started last year. So these are some of the things which we are doing. I mean, there are lots of people who are working with the government. We are also one of them to build the capacity, not only in terms of knowledge of these technologies and its application, but also helping them to convert their ideas into projects.
And so, unified citizen engagement platform is being described as the missing layer in India's stack. Could you tell us how it strengthened the stack by adding citizen-facing elements like awareness, access, and accountability?
So as I was explaining in the earlier part of the conversation, there are lots of people who are not able to access any website or any mobile app. So they can't read and write, so they're not comfortable with working on even on phone, mobile. Now, if you need some information about a particular scheme or how to get a service done, how to add a child's name in the ration card, how to get your ration card moved from place A to place B when the labor is migrating from village to the nearest city, or there could be many such services. Now, you need that information, but today they can't get it done directly. If you are illiterate, digital illiterate, you can go and find out. There also when people find it difficult because they are in multiple websites, multiple sources where they are kept. And that's the reason we thought that we should create something which will enable people to talk and find out. The way you are typing something in ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity, you just write your problem. That this is what I want, and you give some background. You say, okay, this is what I need. This is the format. You are my co-worker. Please give me in this particular style. This is what I want. Similarly, can we do that by speaking? But on the other side, your system has to ensure that whatever this system is providing, UCE, is based on government's documents. It is not based on internet knowledge. So we have made arrangements there where the government department can upload all its documents, laws, policy documents, etc. It understands that and then answers questions, provide information, provides eligibility based on those documents. So this is as far as citizen to government is concerned. It can be also used to lodge a grievance. If you want to lodge a grievance today in government's grievance portal, you need to register, you need to write down there. Those who can't write down, those who can't use, can they speak and do it? Yes, that's what it is. So this is one aspect, yes, where people are reaching out to the government. Now, government also has, like Honorable Prime Minister talks about, saturating schemes. So how do the government's main problem is the scheme being availed by all who are eligible? Number one. Number two, is the service reaching the beneficiary in the form in which it is given? Can we can they go back and find out? Can they do it in large scale? Let me again come back another area. Children vaccination is done. Suppose the mother forgets, though SMS goes and mother doesn't know how to read. Can we remind her that okay, you are so and can I'm talking to so and so? She says yes. She says your child was to be vaccinated 2 days back. If you don't delay it, your child's future will be jeopardized, or this may happen. So please go and get it done. So we call it nudging. You are a taxpayer, and if you have not filed your return, rather than sending a notice, can we just simply send out this thing that dear so and so, taxes are essential or important for nation building. You have not made your contribution so far. Can you just do that? So these are so nudging, getting feedback. So it's a both-way communication in natural language. So that was our motivation to start the work, and we have reached certain stage where we have conducted some POC with a large ministry, and then we are again doing now with two more, and then we'll also do with some of the states. The idea is to showcase to them the power of it, and then we get into the production mode.
Great insight, sir. And sir, scalability has been India's hallmark of digital infrastructure. But while the access to digital infrastructure has increased, its equitable usage remains a challenge. What role can UCEP play in ensuring that the public schemes reaches the last mile connectivity, especially to those with limited tech access and digital literacy, sir?
So that's what I was explaining. So if a person can receive a phone and talk on phone, he or she can converse with the government either way. Either she can call up or the government. But if they can't even take a phone call, sorry, then we can't do anything. But today, almost everyone talks on phone, whether it's a feature phone or it's a smartphone. As per the last statistics released by TRAI, around 950 million connections are there. This is a huge number. 45% of them are feature phone. So we have to ensure that it's not only smartphone where you can do feature phone, which means you can simply just call, talk. And we as human beings are very good at communicating, talking in our language rather than doing it typing and doing that kind of thing.
Sir, the term DPI 2.0 signal a shift from infrastructure to outcome. So, what strategic mindset shift do you believe that the government needs to adopt to make this transition successful? DPI
Uh,
2.0.
so there are lots of terms which are being used, DPI, DPG, and there is no single definition anywhere. But yes, as you rightly pointed out, that once we have made basic infrastructure, like Aadhaar has created the identity infrastructure, which is now being used by so many applications, and millions of authentications happen. UPI has again created that infrastructure on which you and I are making payments. And last month, the highest ever transactions have been reached. Now, once we have done that, now the next level is how do we create more services on top of that, which can be accessed by people, and especially people who are digitally not digital disadvantaged. Let me say. So that's the you can call it. Yeah. Whether you call it 2.0 or not, but all I'm saying is that we need to go to the next level so that the fruits of these that infrastructure and all the new technology which has come reaches those who are unreached so far.
Great, sir. Great. Thank you for sharing your views on that. So, India's DPI journey is being watched globally, followed and emulated also. So, what lessons can the various countries draw from India's UCP model?
It's still early to say. Let it be implemented. Let it go up to certain level. See, it was not that Aadhaar was started. I think 2012 or so, 11 or 12. So other countries didn't start adopting in 11. They started developing when it became we, almost 80 crore people had got Aadhaar. So many transactions are happening. Then others have. So You have to wait here. What your question was, the DPI part, how why we have become successful, what Mr. Nilikani says, we created an open source, publicly available infrastructure. Whereas other countries have gone where those are created by large IT companies. So there's a concept of wall garden. They created, you have to go inside, everything will be available, but that's available only from that service provider. Then there is another service provider. Then the third service provider. It's not that the online payment or mobile-based payments are not there in US, but then you have different subgroups. So some banks are connected with one, some banks are another. It's not like ours where you can just, irrespective of bank branch use you have or I have, and whichever app we want, we can just use that and make payment to each other, which is not available there as yet. So that's the beauty of the way it was done in our country, which has become a role model for us.
Great, sir. Great, sir. And sir, the way last 5 to 6 year uh, has been changing, especially AI taking center stage. Digital transformation as it speaks. So, how do you see things gonna change in next 5 year? And how is Wadhwani Center for Government Digital Transformation is placed to leverage and shape this trend for India?
See, everything started in a big way when ChatGPT came in November of 20. I mean, the way they changed the number of subscribers in a week, in a day, in a week, in a month. This have passed every other time. And it basically democratized generative AI. Actually, it democratized. Everyone started using it, understanding, talking, and then also understanding the impact of. Not, this is not the only one. We are using AI everywhere. When we unlock our phone, when we are typing something and it gives us the next sentence, sorry, next words, and things of that sort. So, and the things are changing so fast. The ChatGPT we saw in November, 2.5 years ago, and ChatGPT 4 today. And what I don't know what's going to happen in 5, which is going to come very soon. So 5 year is a big, big horizon. I won't like to make a guess. It's really changing very, very fast. And in fact, that's one of the reasons we have also developed lots of courses for government officials, which are kept on IGOT, government's elements. We have to revise it after 1.5 years, not even 2 years or 3 years. After 1.5 years, we have to revise the entire thing because technology has changed, the way it's being applied that has changed. And through your channel, I would like to just inform the viewers that 1 million, almost 1 million, 9.8 lakh government officials have completed our courses, Wadhwani Foundation's courses on IGOT.
Great, great, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your valuable insights on BPI, on UCEP, on the next 5 year journey. So, thank you very much for your wonderful insight, and we look forward to welcome you again. So, this
Thank you
was
very
all.
much for giving me this opportunity and also to Wadhwani Foundation for presenting our thoughts and as well as what we are doing. Very nice talking to you.